finally got an interview for the dream job. And after working with him, I got it, and it was simple and it was easy.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the journey.
Has it helped? Yes, it absolutely has. It's definitely helped in knowing the market a lot better and knowing how to how to put myself out there. Like, I would never ever have touched my LinkedIn ever. I didn't see LinkedIn as a valuable resource at all. So in saying that, it already has proven to be.
It's what I say. I think you guys are great and change people's lives, and it makes a lot of difference.
You deliver at a very high level.
It was really enjoyable. You learn a lot. It was really easy going step by step.
You did? Sessions before when they do. So that was, I think session 5, the interview session, if you ask me, was my favorite out of all the 6 sessions.
So it's not only helped me in my personal branding, but it's helped me now on the business side, where I feel very, very capable to go into,
Hey, super legends, superheroes, and superstars. Welcome to another episode of Hot Hire Coaches on Fire. I am absolutely excited. I'm pumped because today we have an absolute super legend, an amazing human. And every time I catch up with this incredible woman, I am just so impressed. So before I introduce her, we are live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook, and live on the tube, on YouTube. And if you're watching the replay, you know what to do, #replay. So let's get her out here. A big, massive, warm, humongous, gigantic welcome to Lee Smith. How are you, Rockstar?
Hey, Dre, I am doing so fantastic. I'm about to burst.
I love that. I love that. So, just like one thing with you, since we've connected, we've met, I'm just super impressed with what you've done and everything that you're doing at the moment, because you've got some massive, exciting, huge things that are going on. So I'd love to hear more about that. But do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes. Hello, everybody. Wherever you are, I hope you are enjoying the moment. Life is too short to not enjoy the now, and now really is all that we have. I am the productivity architect with UpCycle Coaching. Now, UpCycle, have you heard of that before? Well, it means to process something so as to make it better than what it originally was. And when you come into my coaching and you get to experience my candy method, then you will go through the process and you will be better than who you originally were when you first get started with me. And it's such a fun and exciting journey. It takes work. I will make you work, but it's totally worth it.
Awesome. So how did you get into coaching? Where did that all start?
Yeah, well, believe it or not, it actually starts when I was a wee 8-year-old. And I was asked to proclaim the word in front of the congregation of 300 people. And because I was confident in my reading skills, I said, yes, I will do it. And I stepped up in the beginning of the sanctuary and I read the word, didn't fumble, had no stage fright, walked away from the area, and this feeling of exhilaration came over me. And I thought, what is this feeling and how do I get more of it? I was the weird kid who would raise her hand to get to the front of the classroom. And it wasn't because of all eyes on me. It was because I felt inside, I have something to say. And if I can say something meaningful that will get you to light up or have an aha moment, as I experienced later in life, and then now as a professional speaker, if I can help change your perspective and then you implement that shift, your life will shift and you get to be a better person and you get to have an amazing life in doing that. Now, later in life, I fulfilled my dream as a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 kids. Actually, I make the joke that I have 1.5 kids because I had my stepson half time. Both kids are out of the house now. But 15 years in of being a stay-at-home mom, I got caught up in the day-to-day and didn't realize that a whole bunch of things happened. I'll spare you all the boring details, but I went through a massive depression for quite some time. It's just that I'm so good at living life, I had actually hid it from myself. And then there was a moment when I'm in Hawaii on holiday with my family. We're standing on the shore. I don't even remember which island it was because we visited 4 islands during that time. But what I do remember is we were watching this glorious sunset. Imagine a golden orb setting on a sapphire blue ocean, painting hues of pinks and yellows across the sky, the soft breeze passing by you. I'm there with my family, and I'm thinking, I am having an experience that most people don't even get once in a lifetime. The reality was, I was just thinking it. I wasn't feeling it. Why was I not feeling it? I'm the person who, back in high school, I was living, loving, laughing Lee. That was my nickname. And in this moment, I couldn't feel it. And I thought, what is happening to me? And I realized, oh my gosh, I've been in a depression. And you know what? It doesn't matter how long, even though later through my own personal reflection, it was over 2 years. But in that moment, I said, enough is enough. I don't want to feel this way anymore. This is not me. You're getting the real me today, folks. You don't want the me that was standing there on that sunset at that time. And I thought, what makes me happy? I knew what made my husband happy. I knew how to appease my stepson. I knew how to bring joy to my daughter's face. But for me, I was clueless. And I said, that's it. I'm going on a quest. I don't care how selfish it seems, but I'm going to find out what makes me happy. And I chose the word laugh. I said, I need a word that's going to anchor me. And I chose the word laugh because I couldn't remember when was the last time I laughed. And I did anything and everything from watching reruns of Friends, my favorite sitcom. And even though I know all the lines and I know all the scenes, it still gets me to bust up. There was a local comedy group that put on an improv show every Friday night, the first quarter of that year. So nearly every Friday, I was down in the front row, just getting my sides busted. And then I was networking around the community because I wanted to get to know the people in the area. And I found out people who had an amazing sense of humor. And I thought, if I could just get in their space, get some of that energy. So after months of doing this, I felt this light break through my heart. And it slipped up and it crawled into my ear and it whispered, Lee, I'm here. I am joy. Now that I'm here, what do you want to do with me? And then I heard the chuckle of my 8-year-old self. I said, remember how we loved public speaking? Remember that feeling? Let's go get that feeling back. And I thought, oh my gosh, all this time that I had dreamed of being a stay-at-home mom, I never envisioned for myself what happens when the kids leave the house. And that time was rapidly approaching. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's my time to step into the dream of being a public speaker again. And as I started working with communities and people and clients came into my space, that's when I started to work with coaching. And I wanted to get as deep coaching as I could. So I got 2 certifications in life coaching. And I love working on mindset because if I can shift your mind, I can shift your thoughts and your feelings, which shifts your behaviors, which shifts your actions. And when you shift your actions, you shift your destiny. So if you want to improve any of that, we can do that with a foundation of mindset. And stay tuned because there's going to be something fun coming with that. And I also work with the inner self-talk, because this space right here is the biggest battlefield we will ever fight on. And we have to learn to fight for ourselves. So when we can step from the negative into the positive, we attract the positive, we make positive things happen, and you get to wake up and you get to live every moment like I'm feeling it right now. So that's how I got into coaching. And now this is what I take out into the world and serve.
Lee, thank you for sharing. Absolutely love that. So you've trained with some of the big dogs, like the best in the industry. Would you have a favorite out of, you know, like your Brendan Burchards, your Tony Robbins, Dale Carnegie's? What would be, have you got a favorite?
Oh my gosh. It's 30 years now of personal growth development. And it started because I was in a car accident. That's a fun story in and of itself. But because I was laid up in bed with my injuries, and I don't sit still, guys. I don't do a good job with that. But there was nothing more I could do but sit still and heal, which put me into infomercials. And that's when Tony Robbins came on with Personal Power. And I bought the, wait for it, cassettes. Yes, cassettes. And I listened
I'm too young for that. I'm too young for that.
I listened to the cassettes and I thought, who is this Tony Robbins guy? What is he doing? And how do I get to do what he's doing? And since then, I mean, from Og Mandino, Norman Vincent Peale, Dale Carnegie, to the latest Brendan Burchard, I have to say, definitely as of late, because I discovered Brendan in 2015 and I've been following him ever since and have resonated with him so well. But there are so many amazing leaders out there. And you know who the next one is going to be, right? She's coming.
Yes.
Look out, world. She's coming. But I love Brendan and his high performance habits. And I was amazed that as I was climbing out of my depression and stepping into this best version of myself, when I showed up at the High Performance Academy in 2018 and he was discussing the high performance habits, his book hadn't been put out yet. And I'm listening to him and I'm like, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. Here's just some samples of what I did. Because imagine in 8 months' time. 8 months doesn't happen very long, right? Once I made that decision that I was going to change my life for the better, I became a 2-time bestseller author. This was 6 months apart from each other.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait, whoa. You said 6 months apart.
6 months apart. Those two books, both of them were bestsellers. Yes.
Congratulations. That's huge. Because I know how hard it is and how long it takes to write a book. And you've done two bestsellers.
Yes, 2 bestsellers. They are anthologies, which means I wrote a chapter. So it's a group collaboration. So not the entire book is my own. That's coming soon. So keep an eye out for that. I also, because I knew I wanted to speak, I joined Toastmasters International. And within 4 months of my membership, I entered a contest. And I went from my club to the region, to the area, to one more step. So I lost just 1 stage short of nationals. And this was only being 4 months in Toastmasters International, because I took my passion, gained the skills as quickly as I could. And the type of speech contest that it was, impromptu, which means you don't know what you're talking about. You can't prepare for this in any way. You show up, they say, welcome to the stage, Lee Smith. Then a judge gives you, the topic is, what did your mom always say? And then you had 2 minutes to speak on that subject. 2 minutes, not knowing what subject you're going to get. And I advanced and advanced and advanced, and I became an award-winning international speaker within 4 to 6 months.
Massive congratulations. Is there anything else that we don't know? That's amazingly amazing.
Because I had these big dreams, I knew I wanted these transformations. I thought, I need energy, because I was not in the best shape of my life at that point. I thought, I need the energy to go chase the things that I want to accomplish. So I said, I need to make a commitment to my health. And I did that. And within 4 months, I released 20 pounds, which I understand is about 9 kilos. And then I mean, my energy went through the roof, and I was accomplishing and accomplishing and accomplishing. I got my coaching certifications. I also graduated from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi's knowledge broker blueprint. There was Dale Carnegie's Skills for Success, Brendan Burchard's High Performance master's program. So it was all these things all in 8 months. And here's the lesson, folks. When you get super clear, super specific on what it is that you want to achieve, you can, and you have it within you to make it happen.
I'm just loving this, and I can see the chat screen just going off. So my question for you is, with your clients, are there any sort of frustrations or challenges or patterns that you see with your clients?
Absolutely. My clients, the ones that I really love working with, and if there are other people who resonate, like, Lee, I have to work with you, we'll have a conversation and I won't necessarily say no off the bat. But my ideal client is the person who is a top performer themselves. Maybe they're in real estate, maybe they're in a lending business, maybe they're at a car dealership, they're in some type of sales, and they're doing really great. And they're experiencing the great life. I'm making great money. I have a great car. I have a great home. I have the great relationships. I have the great vacations. But I'm not feeling fulfilled. And I'm chasing that next level of great. And so I'm busy all the time, but am I really doing anything? And I'm still young. There's still a lot of life ahead of me. Is this all there is? And I want to say, no, life can be just as great as you want it to be, but you have to define what that great is, and then recognize that there's greatness inside of you. And then that's where we make that happen. Actually, I'm going to take a step back from that, because it's not just the greatness. I believe that you have 3 G's. You have genius, you have gifts, you have greatness, and you have it in a combination that only you have. And that's what the world needs from you. And so what I do is I work with you through that stress, through that overwhelm, and through that busyness. And you're thinking, I don't have time. I don't have energy. I'm feeling like I don't even have the desire. And people see all the success that I have, but I'm not feeling the happiness that everybody tells me should come with it. Why am I not feeling happy? And then I take those frustrations and I help you identify your genius, unlock your gifts, unleash your greatness. And when you do that, you become purposeful and you realize what it is that you have specifically to contribute to the world. Now, I don't want to burden you with the word world. Here's my idea. The world could be just you. Because when I started with my depression, that was my world. I need to work on me, and that's okay. The world can be your immediate relationships. That's what's important to you. The world could be your work, your local community. It could be your state or province. It could be the nation, or it could be like me, wanting to take on the entire world. And it's not a wanting to take on, I feel that calling in my heart and I'm responding to that calling. So know your 3 G's. We're going to break through the stress. We're going to break through the overwhelm. We're going to break through, why am I so unfulfilled? Why am I not happy when the world is telling me I have all these things, which I go check, 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 and I'm not happy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let me get my hands on you. Let me get my hands on your mind. Let me get my hands on your heart, because life is too short to not love it, to not love yourself, to not love what you do. And that's what I get to do with you when I coach you.
Lee, you are amazing. Can you tell us about, because you've got some really cool stuff going on at the moment, like stuff that's just happened, but also stuff that's coming up as well. Can you share a bit about that as well?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I have a weekly TV show, and by TV, yes, it's internet, and it is called UpCycle Your Life. And I come on weekly, and for an hour, I get to spend time with you. And the first 30 minutes, I get to share a piece of my expertise, my knowledge, my wisdom. And it's on the concepts of my 3 G's or my candy method. And I'll share that in just a second too. And then we have 30 minutes of conversation. You can ask me anything. And right now, because our audience isn't quite there yet, you might get one-on-one time with me. And if I were you, I would definitely take advantage of that. That happens Tuesdays, 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. And you can go to www.upcyclewomen.tv, and you just look up the show Upcycle Your Life. I am speaking on stages locally and around the nation, and I have it in my vision that I'm coming to Australia in the next 12 to 18 months. I'm going
You better, yeah.
and I'm going to rock the community there. But also with the Win-Win Women, because it's a multimedia platform, our movement, our projects, because we are on Roku, we are on Amazon, we are on Apple TV, Apple Plus. And so our reach is going to accommodate the 3.9 billion women around the globe. We're still in March. March 8th, I spoke on our platform for International Women's Day, and I found out that we reached just shy of 1 million viewers.
You are kidding me. 1 million. That's huge.
Reached 1 million. During the pandemic, I was mentored by the Les Brown, world's greatest motivational speaker. And in June 2021, he invited me to speak on his virtual summit. And
no way.
yes,
that's huge.
That
Congratulations.
huge.
That's huge. That's massive.
And I'm part of another project where I'm just waiting for, we got the green light, we're going, where I will actually get to share a stage with him in person in front of thousands of people. So I can't wait to meet my godfather of speaking. So it's so fantastic. And then I'm putting on workshops myself locally. Yep. I'm getting ready to set them up virtually. So again, they can reach the world. And my ideal clients there are top performing realtors. So if you're a realtor in the house, or you know a realtor, or even if you're not a realtor, you're like, Lee, how do I get to be part of your events? Then reach out to me when I drop that info in at the end of our interview here, and so that you can get in contact and learn more about that. And yeah, there's 2 more book projects in the work. It's again collaborations, but more things happening there. And I'm just having so much fun. And any chance, like, Dre, thank you for this moment, because any chance that I can get my voice out there and change even just one life, it's totally worth it. I will do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Lee, you are amazing. I didn't realize, like, I knew that you were doing a lot, and I just didn't realize like how much. And man, some of the comments in here have been that you're amazing, that you're really inspiring, and it's true, you are. So I'm just glad that we are in like the same circle.
Yes,
as well.
Too,
And it's yeah, because it's special. Like you're a special one. You're a special one. So it's I'm just excited for what's going to happen in the future. All right, Lee, what's the best way? So if people want to work with you, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yes, absolutely. The best way, and I hope this comes across well, is to go to bit.ly, spelled Ly, /G, the number 3, then lowercase call, CALL. So bit.ly /G, the number 3, CALL. And that's going to drop you into my Calendly link. And when you do that, you can get a complimentary 30-minute G3 discovery session with me. And we can chat about your biggest challenge. Or if you're like, Lee, I really don't know what my 3 Gs are. Can you help me with that? Or if you just want a fun time to chat, I'll be there for you too.
Okay, Lee, did you say complimentary as in free?
As in free. Yes, I'm willing to give you 30 minutes of my time so that if it's going to help you along in your journey, let's have that conversation.
That's brilliant. All right, very last question. So Lee, you probably know that I'm obsessed with dad jokes. So do you have a dad joke, something inspirational, something motivational, something empowering, something of value, something that you'd like to leave us with?
Yes, and oh gosh, I want, well, it's not a dad joke per se, and I hope I'm making good use of our time, because I do have a real quick story, and then I do have a concept that I know is going to be so valuable for you.
Yeah, please.
The little story is that my daughter is brilliant. Yes, there's a little bit of mom's bias, but it's been scientifically proven. She's super brilliant. When she was 3 years old, my husband and I are trying to talk in code about going out to lunch because we love going out for sushi. I'm in a city where we get all you can eat sushi for about 20 bucks. So We were talking in code at this time, and my husband says, so what do you want to do for lunch? And I said, I don't know. And he says, well, how about if we go out for something that starts with an S and ends in an I? And no hesitation. There's not even a moment, a breath. I hear my daughter say, we're going on a safari? Wait, did you just do what I did? Does that start with an S and end with an I? I mean, she's 3 years old. It's not a dad joke, but I think it's the cutest story.
That is amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that. Definitely not at 3. Yeah.
And if I can leave you with a piece of value, is that okay? It's a useful tool.
100%.
This is
100%.
my favorite thing to share with everybody. Not only do I believe that you have the 3 G's, that you have genius, you have gifts, and you have greatness within you. I also believe you have a superpower. Every single one of you have a superpower. That superpower, moment to moment to moment, any given moment in life, is choice. You get to choose. Will you be a reactor who sees themselves in the middle of all the things? And they're thinking, life is always happening to me. Why? I'm so busy and I'm just so caught up in all these circumstances or whatever is convenient for me. And I'm just, really, is this what life is about? And I want you to see yourself first. Take yourself out of all of that hot mess. See yourself first. Figure out what matters most to you. Get that clarity and choose to live by commitment. And guess what you get to do? You get to create the day, those feelings that you want to experience. And when you do that, you create the week, the month, the year, the best life that you want on your terms. So my friends, you have a choice, reactor or creator. How do you want to see yourself?
Somebody call 000-999-911 because Lee, you are on fire. Absolute fire. That was just blew my mind. That was absolute gold. Absolute gold. Lee, I just want to say a huge, massive, ginormous thank you to you for coming on and just blowing my mind. This is, no offense to like some of my other guests, but yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes ever. So so many reasons why I love you, because like one, you like helped me like with some research a little while back as well, and I just really appreciate that because you gave up some of your time. We're on different sides of the world.
Yes,
So I appreciate that. I appreciate you for just showing up all the time, and you show up at 100% or more. You just give it everything. Super impressed by what you've done, what you're doing now. You're going to be on stage with Les Brown. You're going to be. That is, yeah, just huge. So I love what you do, love who you are as a person, and just keep up the amazing work. So thank you so much for coming on, just spitting some fire and dropping some gold.
Thank you. My pleasure. And thank you for what you're doing, because you're creating this opportunity for coaches who have a message, for speakers who have a voice that needs to be heard. And so your work is super important too. So I'm giving you a Zoom applause for that. Thank you so much.